Greetings, everybody. My name is Angie. I am a loctician. I specialize in locks, and I am the owner of in an exclusive salon and CEO of Naturally Naps Hair and Skin Natural Organic Products. Okay, so today's topic is loc retention. Okay, so I'm just going to pull up a little bit about loc retention and talk about that. And I'm going to give you a third definition of what I mean by loc retention. Okay, once again, like I said, my name is Angie, specializing in locks. I am licensed in the state of Wisconsin as a licensed cosmetologist. Okay. Feel free to ask me any questions or any concerns or anything that you are willing to know, but it has to be wrapped around today's conversation, which is loc retention. So give me a brief moment while I just pull it up. I apologize. I really just got here and I got out of school at 5 o'clock. It was a great day. School is always has been informative. I cannot not say it has ever never been, but I am in school to be certified to be a master educator.
Motion detected at the salon front door.
Let me turn that off. I forgot about that one. Um, here we go. Okay. If you ever want to go back and watch the records of the live videos, they always on Naturally Naps at Naturally Naps. So you're gonna go on youtube.com at Naturally Naps, and it's all in the podcast there. Okay. I'm just waiting a moment to let everybody join in. Okay. So, loc retention. Okay. Okay, so like I said, we are working on today as loc retention. The loc method ability to seal in moisture is a game changer for preventing frizz and maintaining definition. By doing that, you will be layering a liquid oil and cream. You create a protective barrier that shields your natural hair from humidity. This moisturizing routine keep your curls hydrated and defined. Okay, so that is the way to keep in retention, loc retention. Retention is meaning holding moisture into your locks. Okay. When I'm doing my client's hair, I normally use my hair and scalp quencher and either my spray bottle that has aloe, vitamin E. What else does it have in it? Distilled water, and you can put your choice of essential oil, meaning it could be peppermint oil, eucalyptus oil, rosemary oil, lemongrass, any kind of essential oil that you like, okay? You want to mix that with that. That's how I moisturize my client's hair after I wash their hair. Now, when you do this loc retention, this is something that has to be done after you wash your hair, or it has to be done after you kind of like mist or damp, make your hair completely damp. It cannot be semi-wet. It cannot be semi-dry. It has to be fully damp. Okay, let me see if I can pull up. Okay. So here I'm going to talk about loc retention. That means this method is the ability to seal moisture into your locks. It also prevent your hair from getting frizzy. Now, at the same time, I always say, wrap your head at night or while you are just laying around the house, just laying around. you want to make sure that you cover your hair. Like, that is one of the main way of keeping your hair hydrated. I mean, you're applying your oil, you wetting your hair. That holds in the moisture. But when you don't cover your hair after all that is done, said and done, you go lay down, the air quality in your house may be dry. So now you're drying out your hair. It could be hot. You're drying out your hair. You want to make sure that you are holding in the moisture in your hair. Now, when you are taking a shower, you don't always have to wear a shower cap. I know that some people be wanting to wear a shower cap or putting something on their head. The steam that's coming from the shower is actually great for the hair. Now, let me just write this down for you guys, just in case, you want to memorize it. So these are notes that you are able to keep for yourself. So, another way to retain, to hold moisture in your locks is covering your hair head while you are sleeping. Lounging around. Even if you are outside, it could be a very hot day. Or even a cold, even if it's below 40 degrees. And the reason I'm saying it like that is because when it's very hot outside, your hair dries out. Okay, your hair just dries out. But when it's cold, that's the same thing. Your hair dries out. You always want to cover your hair. And what you can do when you cover your hair, things that you can use to cover your hair. Okay, so what you can use to cover your head to hold moisture into your hair? Loc socks. one of the things you can use, loc. Loc socks. What a loc sock is mainly what it is, what it say, is actually multiple ways that a loc sock can come in. A loc sock is something that you use to cover your head with, your locks with. And you got different lengths, different ways to use it. So some can be like a headband and it's just covering here and just a little bit, like a material headband. The material that I like the best is, oh my God. Let's see. Let me see if I can find it. But I'm going to just talk about the loc sock. It can be something that you can stuff all of your locks in and grow with your locks. And the material is so good that it holds the moisture in your hair. Your hair doesn't dry out at all. Your hair doesn't dry out at all. I really want to say it's polyester, but then knit, solid knit, that's what it's called. A loc sock material that is my favorite is solid knit. So if you were someone who want to make your own loc sock, go to the fabric store in your
Does
area.
not answer your question. The Sonic's most popular songs on Amazon
Alexa,
Music have
stop.
level-
That scared the mess out of me. I didn't even say her name. But anyway, a loc sock can be used
Using your voice, you can tell me to play
Alexa,
music.
stop. Stop. Polyester is knit solid. That is the name of the material that is my favorite material to use. I just made a little oopsie here, but we're gonna keep moving. I'm just gonna add my microphone on. I forgot to add it. Got to put it on to make sure you guys can hear me a little clearer. But anyway, so that is the material I use. So I'm going to put that down as well. So this is something that you can always come back to look at so that you don't, in case you forget. Bear with me. This was supposed to be very simple though. There we go. Okay. Let me just put it up here. Okay. So, like I said, get you a loc sock. And that is one of the things that you can use to cover your head. You can also use a bonnet. I would recommend like satin material bonnets. Depending on the length of your hair and if you are not ready and can't get a hold of the first two items like a bonnet or a loc sock, you can always use a do-rag. those are the couple of things that I recommend using. Let me put this out here as well. You can also use an old t-shirt. An old cotton t-shirt. Those are the three things that you can, four things. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 things that you can use on your head to hold moisture in. Next, we're going to talk about okay, I just added the topic on there. So these are the things that you're going to be looking at, like the loc retention, wrap your head at night or while you are just laying around. Okay, so let's talk about this one right here. Holding moisture in your lock by covering your hair. I'm not sure. Okay, so a lot of people say they don't cover their hairs. I'm just gonna say some of my clients say they don't cover their hair all the time. Well, when you don't cover your hair dries out. Your hair get frizzy. Your hair collects, locks collect everything. When I say everything, everything. So that is something you want to make sure that you are covering your head at the end of the night or the end of the day or when you work out or anything like that. And I'm saying it like that is because your hair sweats and that's that natural oil that you have in your hair and that comes out of our pores. You want that. You want that. You don't want that to go anywhere. So you want to keep that within your head. Now, since I said that part, shampoo. Let me pull that up. Try not to shampoo your hair that much. Yeah. Now, I'm not telling you not to wash your hair, okay? And I try to work with some of my clients as far as them shampooing their hair all the time. What happens when you shampoo your hair so much? you're drying and taking away the natural oil in your that you have in your locks. Okay? You taking away that natural oil. And you don't want to do that. This is a way to cause your hair to be extremely dry. You want to, it depends on your washing shampoo regimen. You want to get on a set schedule. And I know that is hard, but you want to try to be consistent with how you are doing your shampoo. I'm saying it like that because I have some that shampoo their hair every week. Your hair is going to become dry. It's becoming brittle. It's going to cause it to break. You're going to have itchy scalp. Let me get that on in there for you. To be dry and brittle. Can cause hair to be dry and brittle. Itchy scalp. And breakage. So if you don't retain the moisture back or balance out the pH level, if you do not reapply the oil back in your hair, you will have some major issues going on. Extreme scratching of the scalp can lead to sores in the hair, in the scalp, meaning now you done put yourself in a whole another issue. So now when you, okay, so when you scratching your scalp excessively, you're causing, you're breaking the skin on your scalp and you're causing sores. Now when you do that, you're messing up the hair growth. And you're causing your scalp to get, you're causing your scalp to have open wounds. And I'm saying it like that and I'm looking like that because you are not, now you're not gonna have a healthy hair growth. When you get that, you're prone getting your scalp to open it up to infection. Because now once the sweat and stuff go into and the dirty go into the open sores, now you don't open yourself up to all kind of stuff. Infection, fungus. So when you shampoo your hair, be mindful of how often that you are shampooing. So if you're going to be a person who shampoo your hair once a month, go for it. If you're going to be a person who shampoo their hair every week, try to balance out your pH level on your hair and your scalp because your skin is your skin. And two, be careful with what product you are shampooing your hair with. Locks is not the same thing as shampooing loose hair. I'm going to say that again. Shampooing locks is not the same as shampooing loose hair. And the reason I'm saying that is because when you shampoo your hair, your locks, some product is so thick that if you put too much shampoo on your locks, you're not going to be able to get it all out. You need to use a light shampoo. Almost very much liquid. And yes, you have liquid shampoo out there, or you can make your own shampoo. I make a shampoo that out of black soap. It's a very liquefied, and it does the job. It does the job. I mean, pretty much does the job. And I'm going to say again, go back a little bit about the shampoo, your locks. Is that it will sit inside the locks if you don't get it all out. Now, that is another issue where you will lack loc retention. You won't have any moisture in that lock because now the shampoo is designed to clean the hair, and it will sit there and dry inside the lock, causing damage starting from the inside of the lock, and then it's going to start showing it on the outside, when then it's going to be too heavy. So it's either going to pull the hair from the root and start thinning up here, or it's going to start to break the lock where it is being held at. So now the inside of your lock is dry, like extremely dry. So you have to be careful when you shampooing your lock, because you're going to shampoo your hair to get it clean and not break it. Yeah, you don't want to break your hair. Excuse me. The loc retention, when it comes to shampoo, there are different moisturizing shampoo out there. There are different ways to make shampoo for your own purpose. So you just want to make sure you have very light shampoo. Like I said, I have a brand that's called Naturally Nat shampoo. And it comes in lemongrass, tea tree, peppermint. The peppermint and eucalyptus, which is minty, is the most popular one that is sold. So be careful when you shampooing your hair, because you want to make sure you're getting all the shampoo out. And if you're not getting all the shampoo out, it sits inside the lock. That is why I was talking about how the shampooing locks is not the same as shampooing loose hair. Okay, I'm just trying to do a little adjustment here. Okay, so also, as far as loc retention, Here goes something you want to use. I'm finna tell you guys how to make you a moisturizer. Okay. You need coconut oil. Distilled water, the cleanest water you can ever use. Distilled water also help keep the hair from being frizzy. A lot of people don't realize that I am a freeformer, and they look at my hair as if it has been maintained. My locks are not maintained, but I spray a lot of distilled water. I don't know if you can see a little bit of my hair. I spray a lot of distilled water on my hair. And aloe liquid. Essential oil. This is just a natural way of making natural ingredients. Okay, so that's the natural ingredients for making a moisturizer for your locks. This, like I said, coconut oil is used, excuse me. Coconut oil is used because coconut oil is good for the hair and skin. It is like it is like an anti-dandruff. Okay, it builds, it builds, it removes. I'm sorry, not builds. It actually builds like a protector on your hair, on your scalp. I personally had a very bad dandruff problem. Like my whole life, I can remember just scratching the top of my hair, just flakes just falling down, right? So no matter what, I did have a relaxer probably about 3 or 4 years of my whole life. But majority of my time I was natural hair. And one thing I can say about the coconut oil when I first started doing having locks is that I saw a huge difference within maybe 3 to 4 days. A huge difference. When I say I went to the store, bought me a jar of coconut oil, and I'm gonna say it like this. I may sound funny, but I really shop in the baking aisle for majority of my hair products. You are what you eat, right? I would literally grease my scalp with the coconut oil. You have to train your hair. To do whatever you need it to do. You have to be consistent when it comes to having locks. I mean, locks are not just placed on your head and that's it. Mm-mm. You still have to care for your locks. You still have at-home care for your locks. Yes, you do. You still have to do some at-home care for your locks. So I always got that coconut oil, grease my scalp. I had a 32-ounce bottle of distilled water with essential peppermint was my big one. Peppermint, and I always had aloe in it, and I mixed in my hair. That's it. Every day. People wonder why my locks so long and I don't do nothing. That's the key. But I'm not saying that everybody should not get maintained. No, I do have to do some repairs on my locks, yeah. As a free farmer, yeah. Because the reason I'm saying it like that, not all free farmers do repairs on their hair, but I'm not going to be the one walking around with one big lock. Or I'm not going to be the one, hey, more to it, but if somebody does, I have no issue with it. I'm not judgmental with locks at all because I've seen them all. I've seen where they've been. I've seen how they can be. I've seen it all. I am not judging anybody with as far as their locks. That is not for me to do. I would never judge anybody on how they carry their locks. I prefer not to have one lock. Believe it or not, I'm just gonna give you a brief history of mine. I used to have over 300 locks. I started off really, really tiny. Yeah, let me see if I can upload one of my videos of my locks. Let me see here. Let me go somewhere else. Download. Because I started off very tiny. I sat on the edge of the bed and did my locks. Loc retention is very important. I mean, very important. Loc retention ain't nothing but making sure your locks are moisturized, okay? Okay. Are y'all ready? Because I ain't. Not that I'm afraid of my lock journey. I just looked at very different back in the days. Let me see. So so you can see, this is just a picture. You can actually see how skinny these little locks are. Y'all see that right there down there? Yeah. Down there? Yeah. Let me see here. Let me just kind of. There we go. I'm just going to make the picture a little bit smaller. Yeah. So my locks, let me see if I can make this picture a little smaller. Okay, there we go. So my locks were very, very tiny. But I've always had long hair. I've always had long hair. I did have hairstylists in the past, but when you're a hairstylist and you have another hairstylist, even if you trusted them or not, there are things that you just want done to your hair, okay? So this is how tiny my locks were. So I had over 300 locks. But as time went on, I decided to go a different route with my hair. So let me see here. I'm sorry, I'm just trying to see it. And this is another picture of the conditioner. I made the part of my conditioner that I use to moisturize locks with my hair and my client's hair with. Like these are episodes literally my Naturally Nap podcast. I'm going to see if I can add a link in here. My fault, y'all. It's been a long, long month. Let me see if I can. No, that ain't it. How do I add a link? Maybe if I just type it. I'm just gonna type it and see how that works. Okay, let's see if this will work. So I'm going to type. Ah, there we go. Okay. Why it ain't letting me do it? Do I gotta put the HTTP? Okay, there we go. It's a mail tool, but y'all get what I mean. Let me unlock this real quick because I got something on the end of it that shouldn't be there. There we go. I don't think that's the right button. It's a link. Mail. No, I ain't. You know what? Let me see here. Delete. I'm just trying to see something here. It still say mail to. Okay. that's the link. I'm not sure why it's acting like this. This is the link that you will be able to find all of the videos. So I'm going to see if I'm going to see if I can. It says share. But this is really cool how this thing is set up. This ain't my first time on Zoom. I do a lot of presentations on Zoom, but this is going to be so much helpful in the future. But anyway, I'm not going to get off the subject, but I'm trying to upload a video for you guys to see how to, where to go, like see some of the things that okay. So that's some of the things. I'm going to try to see if I can pull up a video real quick because it's showing. I'm going to go in the gallery and see if I can find it in there. Like, where's my videos? So it's not letting me show any videos. Okay, I get that. It's not letting me show any videos, but this is some of the things that I do have on my YouTube page, and it will show you how to it will show you all. I even have a video on how to wash locks. So you can have the proper way to wash the locks, what to do after you wash the locks. Yes. So this is basically the loc retention. I forgot to go over when you have color in your hair or when you break the color, the hair bond, the bond. Yes. That's another subject in itself. And plus bleaching hair. I do have a few minutes left to discuss this part of it. Actually, I don't, but I'm gonna go over my time anyway. Okay, so when you are just blowing it, hair coloring, bleaching hair. Now you have to make sure you are moisturizing the hair after you when you have hair coloring or bleach hair, bleach locks. You want to be very careful when you're bleaching, when you have colored or bleached locks. You have to make sure your hair is moisturized. If you lack in moisturizing your hair and you have hair coloring or bleaching your hair will start breaking. Run your hairstylist, loctician, or whomever is doing your hair must educate you in moisturizing your locks. Because if you don't, like I said, your hair will start to break off. Yes, it will start to break off. And the reason for that is because you are breaking the bonds in your hair when you put in a chemical on. That bleach and hair color is considered a chemical. Yes, it is. But it doesn't stop you from being natural. The hair color and bleach do not straighten the hair. But it can cause damage if it's not done properly and done by a professional. A way to detect if, I'm going to change that color because that's a little too light. I'm going to discuss with you a way on how to tell if your hair is dry. I always say, like, and it is true, just by looking at your hair, you cannot determine if your hair is dry just by looking at it. No. Your locks? No. You cannot determine just by looking at yourself in a mirror that your hair is dry. Okay? The way to detect, let me put that down. The way to detect if your hair is dry, locks is dry, is grabbing one of your locks and squeezing it. Like I got moisture in my locks. I can feel the moisture. If you don't see the moisture, I mean, my finger is glistening and my hand is dry, but my finger isn't. So I have moisture in my hair. So I never visibly look at my locks and be like, oh, my hair is dry. Squeeze the lock and detect the hair is dry. So this is a dry hand. You just take a lock, squeeze it, and it's dry. And you can detect if it's wet or dry, dry or moist. So don't go overdoing the moisture. You can't harm your hair. That's only if you use a natural and organic and light product. Locks should always have natural, organic, or light product. When I say light, meaning you will apply something and your hair is not going to just be flat, like hanging down on your head, sitting on your head. You do want to make sure that you are using that. Do not use any creamy product. Creamy. When I say creamy, meaning when you squeeze your hair or you pinch it, you can actually see the buildup. That kind of stuff will cause buildup. So there's no alcohol, no creamy, no jam, gel, sprit. A loctician or hairstylist can immediately see when they apply water on your hair to start washing your shampoo in your hair. They will immediately see that you have some type of creamy product in your hair. And now they have to use something that has like a citrus, like lemon, grapefruit, something of that nature to break that. That's the natural way to break something down. But don't get me wrong. Lemon or citrus, anything citrus will dry your hair out. So once again, you have to retain that moisture. You have to retain that moisture. You do. You do. So before I end the podcast regarding loc retention, I am going to go over what we talked about, the email, the link that's at the top of the screen is where you can access the old podcast, and you can check out and subscribe to my YouTube channel. And then also I talked about how to moisturize your locks, the ingredients on your ingredients on how to make a moisturizer a natural way. I also discussed what you can cover your locks with to retain the moisture in your locks. I also talked about the hair coloring and bleaching, about how you reapply moisture into your locks. Shampooing, try not to do that too much. So y'all bear
that I see